You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media. Whoops, wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, get up, get knocked down, get up, get knocked down, get up, get knocked down, down, down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, 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 Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
Well, good evening, everyone, and you're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell podcast. And my guest at this time, the one and only Billie Starkz. How are you?
I'm good.
You can find more Deathmatch. Oh no, wrong thing. I did that again. Take two. Wait a minute. I gotta find my banner. There it is. Spam. And my social media. But how you doing tonight, Billie? Good.
Good.
I'm finally glad to get you on this podcast. It's like we always try to plan to get the good people on, and you're one of those good people that are awesome people, and in wrestling, which is awesome. You're around and you go to GCW a lot, which is which is awesome company to be performing for and being involved with as well, wrestling for.
I think GCW as a company is like a great place for wrestlers to strive to be. And I feel like they're one of the best on the independent market right now.
Because they give you a chance to, anybody a chance to shine, to see who, and some people will get signed to big deals and some don't, hey, but it's okay. It's the experience and the, from what people, and I'm sure you would love to be on the big scene, but I could see you working the Indy for a long time though. That's going to be in your blood,
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I got some little knowledge from a Miss Maria. She whispered in my ear to ask you a couple questions. So, these are like the ones you probably heard millions of times from her. And other people as well. Training at the age 13. Who helped you most?
Ooh, that's a real tough question.
Yeah.
So, my original trainer was Aaron LaMotta when I first started training, which was at 13. I feel like he helped me so much with the basics. But traveling and learning from others just helped me grow as a wrestler so much faster.
Right. Oh, wow. That's awesome. And she says, living your dream, tracing all over the U.S. at 16.
This is honestly like my dream life, and I'm already living it. If I could get rid of school, it would be perfect.
Absolutely. But no, traveling, it's so much fun. I mean, it's like vacation. Like you go to different states, you know what I mean? State by state by state. And, like going across country, you want to go across the world. Like you want to travel, and be, and wrestle for lots of places. Cause there's lots of places to be, that you probably like, I'm going to put this on my list. I'm going to put this place on my list, this place, every place, like you just to be seen and to wrestle and have fun, and do what you'd like to do in the ring, and perform and be yourself and do your thing in the ring, kicking ass,
I love like making pit stops on our trip just for fun stuff. Like we went to this like dairy place, and they had like the cows and everything that you would see. I took pictures and posted it on my Instagram and stuff because it was so much fun. And I'm a cow lover, so just being there, I was like, this is amazing.
Right.
But little stuff like that is just so much fun. Like when my first time going to Texas, I went down there and I went with Madman Pondo, and he's a real big fan of horror movies. So we stayed in the cabins from what movie? He's gonna yell at me. We stayed in the cabins of a horror movie, and he made us all watch every single one in the series until we all were like, it's time for us to go to sleep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's kind of fun to find spots, and people don't know that like hidden places. There's like that all over New Jersey, like even like horror movies or like just fun places to go. There's like any place, like there's some spots that people don't know about. There's like cool little hidden gems in Jersey as well, or anywhere really. It's like when I go to Colorado, there's this place. It's called where my mom's from. She grew up, and it's actually like a hippie commune, like up in the mountains. It's like really cool. Like and also there's a casino, like one casino. It's really it's like a ghost town almost. It's really cool,
It's real different.
Yeah. But I still have gold up there because one of the parts of the area is called Russell Gulch, which is really cool. That's so we got gold up there somewhere. But yeah, but actually, there's a story. Actually, Dusty Rhodes. Actually, Dusty Rhodes. There was a story. I have to find it on the internet again. But he actually was drinking at a bar down to where my mom grew up. I thought that was a really kind of like cool. Like because they're big on the buffalo bison and cow the balls of the buffalo balls they call them. They're yes, disgusting. I know, yuck, but they're known for it. But let's get back to talking. But as you were saying, like if you were to travel through like you're saying the cows and stuff also which is really like a cool areas. Lancaster, Pennsylvania is a really cool pair. Amish kind of cows and lots of really cool stuff as well.
I'll try to stop by if we ever are in the area.
Yeah. But coming to New Jersey, what was that like? I mean, that's fun. New Jersey is fun.
I love going to Jersey because always when we get there, it's a great time. I just feel like on the car rides there, it really depends on who I'm with, if like I'm having a good time or not, and how my body's feeling. But on the way up this trip, I was having a great time. Cole Radrick and Mouse and Alex Cologne were part of my car ride, and it was so much fun.
You know what, Billy? I've had Cole and Sage and Reed and John stay at my house. They and Miss his girlfriend May. Oh my God, so much fun! Just so much fun. It was a game changer show. Like they didn't need a place. Brett was like, "Hey, you got a place, David?" Yeah, and Homeless Slim and Jimmy was there too. Homeless Jimmy. So that was so awesome. Like that, like bond with everybody. It was really like because they didn't ever see the pool before, like a real backyard pool. Go swimming, Come on. Because all the way out in Mid-South, you guys you gotta go to a hotel, go swimming, or go to some other person's pool, But yeah, it's fun to come, to be surprised to see what you could do. And we went grocery shopping. It was so funny, seeing those guys eat. Oh my God, seeing what they were picking up, like steaks and this and that. They were grilling. I was like, okay, go for it,
They're having a grand old time.
They were. But yeah, coming to Jersey, yes, like you were saying, Cole, you're saying about Cole in the car.
So it was Cole and Alex, and on our way there, somehow Target and Walmart got brought up, and Alex just started going in on Cole repeatedly, and He was like, "Yeah, you have to go to bougie Walmart, aka Target. I'm Cole Radrick. I only shop at Target." And I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
And this is like as soon as I wake up, and you know that feeling when you first wake up of like everything's just funny. It just
Mhm.
made the whole situation better.
Mhm. Oh man. And what did he actually pick up? Did he pick up anything or no? He probably didn't even want to buy anything.
We only ended up stopping
Yeah.
once, and it was because I believe Alex had to actually run into a Walmart and grab something. But
Yeah.
I just like we stopped at a gas station, and he was like, "Oh, I need to run in and grab stuff," and I was like, "Okay." And Mouse was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, we'll stop."
Mhm. Mouse is an awesome person. He's a funny person as well. I remember my first time meeting him at IWA Mid South. 12-hour ride in a car with my friends, for the King of the Death Match 16, I was
Ooh,
like, ooh, I know the real like yeah, that's like when everybody was Randy West. And it was just like I got to meet everybody and see, it was like really cool seeing everybody like just open arms, just like hello, and that was the experience where we all went to the gay bar. It was at the gay bar place outdoors. We didn't know, but I felt bad because dude, I got overheated the whole night. I was like dying because it was like 100 degrees. It was 100, and my friend, they're like, "Are you going to be okay? You gonna?" But I stayed it through it because I wanted to see John win. Of course, I'm like, no, I'm not going to the hospital. Just give me some water. Everybody, give me
You're like,
water.
I
And
just
just
need to see this match.
yeah, I drove all this way. I drove all this way for my friend to see my friends wrestle. And it was a hell of a night. Fun night. And see Joseph Schwartz and just just everybody. Just great to see faces that make wrestling. You know how it is. There's really good people. You know, but actually, you see who I'm having on tomorrow night? Have you faced Hollywood, Miss Hollywood?
Oh, Miss Haley J.
Yes, yes,
I
yeah.
trained with her for a while, and we had a couple matches. I feel like she has a lot of talent. I can't wait to see where she goes. We,
Yeah, she has what, two belts or something. Calls it two
oh,
belts.
I knew she just got
Yeah.
one, and I knew she had one for a while, so I guess she's Mrs. Two Belts now.
Mhm. But what about you? Have you held any belts?
I've held a couple. Right now, I'm the new level women's championship, or
Mhm.
have the championship.
Right, right. And who did you face for that? Who's your opponent for that? Who?
So who had it before me was Kinsey Page. I
Mm,
won it on
I,
my debut against her.
mhm. Yeah, I see you guys going back and forth on Twitter. It's great. It's great. Good
Mhm.
little heat there. Got to have the heat, right?
Mhm. I'm actually excited to
Mhm.
see what happens with our match on Friday. It's going to be a grand old time, hopefully.
Mhm. But 1, 2, 3, you want to win it and put her to
Of
sleep.
course.
Call it a night. You know. But getting back to like looking at your lineup, like you've wrestled a lot of the females, like uh, uh, uh what is it? Oh God, you everybody. I looked on Cage Match. You wrestled everybody, pretty much.
Mhm.
Blake's girlfriend, of course. Uh,
Oh yeah, Elena. She goes
mhm,
by Cora now. Um,
mhm,
that was at a Black Label show,
mhm,
and I was wishing that we could have had another match before she got signed.
mhm.
I'm really
But
proud of what she's doing there.
but but you know what?
Excited to see
But you
more.
but you could be like, but you're proud of yourself because you got to wrestle her before she got. You know what I mean? Like you got to do it before she. It's amazing. Like these people wrestle you wrestle, and then they're like, you don't even know they get signed. It's like they're going. Here they go. And she's going to do
It's
very
so
good.
weird.
She,
Like
yeah.
me and my parents talked about this the other day of like how a lot of our friends are now part of WWE, which like I grew up watching, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, I could like call this person right now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I know, and they're just doing good things, and it's like we root for them every day. We're watching them on Dark right now. Like, look at these people on Dark. Like, there's just so many people coming on Dark these days. And it's like names that we've seen, and we know who they are, and they're gonna do good. Hopefully, they do good, and just show who they are, and I mean, we saw JJ Garrett, that was awesome to see him on there. People like that, and just Azrael. There's a guy named Azrael who's just has been hidden gem from wrestling for a long time. Like he's Homicide, one of Homicide's students. Really cool,
I don't think I've ever met him,
hmm
but I'll make sure to look at his stuff.
Yeah, he wrestled Penta. He just had actually tonight he's wrestling SCU.
Oh,
SCU.
that'll be fun.
I know. There's a lot of good matches tonight. I'm sure you've probably seen the card. Like, actually, Sonny and Joey are going against Ortiz, and I'm excited for that one. I actually yesterday I popped on a live video chat, like a virtual, and I was talking with Sonny. It was so cool just to say hello to Sonny, kiss, and just wish her the best, and because she wrestles so many years on the independent scene. It's like, wow, just good for her, good for Sonny, good for him.
It's just being supportive of like everybody and what they're doing. I feel like wrestling needs that because some people are like jealous of other people's accomplishments. I feel like we should just be proud for what other people are doing and
Yeah,
just like hope to strive to be there one day. It's about the work
yeah.
you put in.
And it's like Marco Stunt, we still love him. He's a great character, he's just one of those guys he's gonna really just shine and just show what he is. But he is, he made it from a small town of nothing, he made it from a little, just one of those people that just had hope in himself, and
And he also
and
has like an amazing voice. If wrestling never worked out, he could have definitely been a singer.
oh, absolutely. I know he blew the stage with that one song he did on Britt Baker's couch show or talk show, dental show, or whatever she does. There, would you love to face like her? How's that? I'm gonna throw that at you. Would you like to
I
face?
would love to wrestle just any new opponents. Like I always have fun when I get in the ring with someone that I've never been in the ring before.
Mhm,
Because I see it as like a new challenge for myself.
mhm.
So like any opportunity to wrestle someone new and especially a woman at that level, I feel like I would greatly enjoy that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you probably, boy, just like. There's so many names like that we can go and go and go and go and like the cage match shows your history, and IWTV. My gosh, you have a lot of good stuff on there. It's like wow. It's like awesome to see all the content that they put out and you're wrestling on it. It's like you know what I mean. It's like there you are in the ring and you don't even know you're being taped,
It's really, really weird.
but
Uh,
but
when like
I love when you wrestle for a girl fight. The right, is that correct? Girl fight with
yeah,
that's with Madman Pondo, and right, isn't that the one that he helps put on? And you
yes,
guys,
Pondo's the promoter of that show, and I
Mhm,
feel like it's so great what he does for the girls.
mhm,
And he literally gives such great opportunities for these women to wrestle, and I think I'm just happy to be a part of it.
mhm,
I wish there were more shows sponsoring or like showing off women's talent,
mhm,
and I think it's gotten better over the past few years, but it
mhm,
still could be grown to a bigger height.
mhm. That's what I mentioned to you. We had that one federation, Goddesses of War in New Jersey. You need to reach out. Charlie Cruel was there, and um, Riley Shepard. Like the list goes on and on. Like if you look at the history, you probably could be like, I want to wrestle. I want to come here. You know, it's like one of those good federations. It's wholesome and it's entertaining. You know, it's really like
Mm-hmm.
for the girls to show what they got, and you know, and ladies, actually, ladies who are on AEW. You know, like Lady Frost. Like my gosh, Skylar Moore. You know, it's like wow. You know, even Casey Navarro. You know. But that's the other division, Titan Championship Wrestling, which is cool. He's a part of that. That's our coming back actually in April. I can't wait. Yay! Gonna be at an old arena that used to have wrestling back in the 90s. Like
What arena is it?
huh?
What arena is it?
It's like a rec center, kind of like a rec hall. It was like a laser tag place at one time, you know, like a laser tag, one of sports zones, you know, shut down for years and years, and now I guess it's a sports training center. So
I feel like that could be a really, really cool venue for wrestling. It sounds fun.
It does. And then they have axe throwing right down the road. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to try that. I've never done that yet. Everybody says that's cool. Go do axe throwing, you know? Just throw an axe. I could see Pondo coming in there with his saw blade. Getting the bullseye.
He's ridiculous sometimes.
He
kept messing with my mom about it, and then when he wrestled on Mouse's show, the Fright Night show, Pondo and Too Tough wrestled against the Lost Boys, and I swear he almost took off Chase Holiday's head the first time he swung the sign. I was like, oh no, he's gonna kill this poor kid.
Yeah, Pondo and that sign. That's just like his baby. Well, the sign and his saw blades. You know, those are his babies.
And you can't forget the cement blocks.
No. And there's a guy that actually, that Matt Tremont has over at his school. His name's Jimmy Lyon. You know, Jimmy Chonda Lyon. He actually has a sign too. It's great. Like they kind of like mimic off of each other. They've wrestled too, of course. You know. This is great. Just the storylines, how they can do it. It's just, they're great people. How would you like to see yourself in an H2O? Like in the Intergender Bonanza or the Sizzling Stands. There you go. That's I could see.
I feel like I would have a great time with that. I feel like they have a lot of interesting talent. Dylan McKay was an H2O kid, I believe. Yes. And I get to wrestle him very soon, which I'm excited about. I saw him this summer in DCW at one of the indie shows when it was outside, and I was just blown away because I was listening to him talk about some of the moves he does, and I was like, that would be wild if he can pull this off. And then I watched the match, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and he almost had his chance at the Collective, but you know, we saw that. We're like, boo! Oh, come on, he could have done good, you know, when that came around. Were you a part of the Collective when that came around, or no? Did you do it?
Yes, I was actually on a few things at the Collective. I was part of the cluster for GCW. Then I also was on the Black Label show facing Killer Kelly. And then the last day I was part of Paradigm for Scramble with a few other people.
Wow. So you were probably tired. I tell you what, that's a lot of wrestling. Like in one weekend, like, you know, it's like those people who did that 24/7. God rest their soul for doing that. You know, that was like a crazy week. That was also awesome. Fight Forever. You know, when they did that, that was. It
was such a long show, and I had to leave soon after my match because I had to hop on a flight to go to Texas because I was wrestling in Texas the next day.
Oh my gosh!
And when I arrived in Texas, it felt like the longest period, and the show was still going on. I was like, I've been on a whole flight, and this show is still going. it was just like one of those moments of like, oh my God, I don't know how people have stayed up that late. Like I ended up having my match around like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is fun.
I better have some sort of jolt or something, some sort of
Yeah.
energy or sugar rush or something,
I remember, so like I
Yeah.
went out to the car because the venue was really cold. So I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I'll go lay in the car and
Hmm.
fall asleep for a minute.
Hmm.
And I set an alarm. I go to sleep. I wake up and it's way past what my alarm was set to.
Oh shit.
And I'm sitting
Oh
there like, no, no, no. Um,
yeah.
so I walk in. Solo had just arrived, so I was like, cool. I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
get ready. I'm fine. Um, but like that mini heart attack when you check your phone and it's not the time it's supposed to be, it's just
Mm-hmm.
that like, oh no, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't know because you got to be somewhere. You're like, oh shit. It's like, oh, you got to board your plane or something. It's like, oh, you're gonna miss the flight. Gonna miss the flight. You know what I mean? That's it. That's never happened to me though. I don't think. Nope.
You're okay.
But yeah, it's but you made it, did but at least you wrestled it. So you're right. And you're like, okay, I want to wrestle. I'm going back to sleep. Bye.
I would hope that someone could find me before my match.
Yeah, yeah. Because you want to finish the match and just get some sleep. You're like, all right, I'm done. I'm drained. Really, I'm drained. Leave me alone. You know. But that must have been tiring though, just to be like, because you had to do the flight and just travel. Yeah, it's like, oh, because the collective was all there, and then you had to go all the way. Boy, you had a busy time. You had a busy, you know. And people need to go back and watch all that collective stuff because that was awesome. It really was fun weekend. I wish I was there. But I was supporting on TV. I'll make it there eventually.
It's probably for like I know people's health is really concerning. So
Mm-hmm.
like how much I travel, I literally get tested every single week and they tried to send me back into like real life school and I was like I have to stay online. I travel too much and don't want to be the outbreak monkey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I get my weekly test almost every like Monday, Tuesday before my
Mm-hmm.
shows every single weekend and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll get tested whenever I come back.
I already got my 2 shots, so I'm good to go.
Ooh.
I know I wanted to go last week to the show, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna just watch it. I'll watch on TV, but I'll be there.
Mhm.
Maybe you'll be back there in June.
Ooh. Do.
Ooh,
My memory is the worst. So I have to like
GC,
think of my schedule.
AC in June. AC is like our home.
Mhm. I have
Atlantic,
so much fun every time I go. I really
yeah.
hope they start running on the pier again. The pier was so pretty on the
Oh,
boardwalk and when
that.
they were having shows outside.
Mhm.
The pictures outside, like the photographers were taking were all so beautiful,
Mhm.
especially ooh, who was taking the promos? Someone was taking promos
Uh,
with the Ferris wheel and stuff in the back, and it was like, oh my
oh,
God, I want one of these.
that's probably Chris Grosso or
Yeah,
Earl.
it was probably Chris or Earl. I couldn't
Mhm.
remember who it was.
Two of the greatest photographers, and of course Mouse. Can't leave him out. Mouse.
He'll get all salty. He's like, dang, couldn't even mention me.
No, no. Yeah, I remember I did the one show on the pier. It was awesome. I went the one night. I think I saw you there. You were probably just sitting on the ground. You probably like watching. Yes, that was you. I should have said hi. I had my Bruce Brody mask on, I think.
I was trying to like hide in the shade because at one point
Yeah.
it got really, really hot.
Oh, it was
Oh,
brutal.
and they were wrestling on that black canvas. I was like, oh, I know their skin has to be burning.
Mm-hmm. I know. They were going to toss Jordan over the railing. It was, it was great. But no, that was a great night. And then it just got better and better. And then the end of the show, and and then the following week they're back again. Like a couple weeks later they're back again and again and again and again. It's just because they like that venue. It's a beautiful place, really is. Atlantic City
Mm.
is like cool for wrestling. I mean, growing up, actually, nine. Actually, growing up, I actually got to go to uh, the Trump Casino to watch WrestleMania 5.
Oh, that sounds like a really fun time.
Yeah, and guess what, Billy? I always have to show it off. Look what I still have. I still have my stub signed by, but he wasn't there. He signed it here. Marty Jannetty signed it in my town here. Cool, huh? Isn't that awesome?
Hmm. That's something to be proud of. So I get why you showed off.
Heck yeah! I mean, but the story behind my dad taking me at a young age, and I wanted to go to WrestleMania, and we got to go and sat up in. I like telling the story how we sat up in the nosebleeds, and 5 rows next to us was Jesse the Body and Gorilla doing commentary. Like really, like we were like in the nose, like the skybox almost, But to look down as a young kid and hear it holding my Mega Power sign up, and you could see it in the crowd, kinda, But to hear the thump of the ring with the microphone and to hear it, just the crowd, it was amazing. Different atmosphere,
It's one of those moments you're never gonna forget.
Yeah, like your moment. I saw a video clip of you were at like a diva thing, asking a question. Wow, what was that like? Like you were probably like, oh, how old were you? How old was that?
Ooh. So that was
Gosh.
an Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Wow.
remember. My memory's the worst.
Yeah.
I was probably around like 11, 12 that I want to say. And that
Mhm.
might be a little old, so Mouse would correct me.
But yeah,
But it was
because AJ was there. AJ was on the
mhm.
panel. I was like, wow, AJ looks so young there too. She looks so young, And she used to wrestle for New Jersey wrestling federations all the time, like local independent promotions. What Joey actually went to, the Carney promotions, it was called NWS and WSU, and just like all the other local, holes in the wall. She used to wrestle a lot, as a
You
young
had to
her, like
find some way to just get
absolutely,
some reps in.
yeah. But that was a cool experience for you to, and just to get on the microphone and say to the divas, and to be like, I wanted to be a diva, I want to be a superstar, which is awesome, and your dream came true,
We
You look,
always joke about like if I ever get signed to WWE, they're gonna use that. And there's like another video of me dressed up like half Bailey, half Finn Balor merch, just
oh, jeez, right.
in like a Nashville one of the Nashville shows they ran. Just me
Mm,
standing in line like this because we watched the show back. And
mm,
you saw me just like smiling like this, and they're like, "Oh no!"
right, right. What was well, as growing up, what was your first, what was it to be into wrestling? What got you into wrestling? What got you?
Um,
Who caught your eye? Who was the superstars? And growing up, what did you like watching? Everything and everything.
So Mouse introduced me to wrestling. If you don't know, he is a wrestling photographer and also my
Yes,
stepfather.
he's
Um,
awesome. He's awesome. Shout out to Daz. Good person.
but he first introduced me to like WWE and NXT, and at the time NXT was with Bailey and Finn Balor,
Hmm.
and those are the people I really like grew attached to and like
Yeah.
grabbed my attention.
Mm,
And then I started going to independent wrestling with him. My first independent show was a D1W show
mm,
at the Colgate gym, and it was a very, very fun time, and that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with wrestling.
mm.
And then I also went to a lot of IWA shows, which is like one of the
Yes.
promotions running in my area.
Mm,
Um, but just being surrounded by wrestling for so long, and for some reason whenever I started watching it, it clicked in my head of like, oh, I enjoy this like so much. This is what I want to do with my rest of my life.
mm. Bring your friends around. Bring your friends to a show and show them what it's about. It's like they don't know what it's about. Come on, like your parents, and then when your parents go to your first, they go to their first experience to see what it's like too. It's like, okay, this is what you're into. you know
See, my mom would go to like some of the NXT shows and like
Mhm,
the other shows, but when we started going to like independent shows, she went
mhm,
to the D1W show with us.
mhm,
And the funny thing, I tell this story a lot
mhm,
of how like I fell in love with Necro Butcher. Like just this man's entrance just
mhm.
sold me right away. I still remember it to this day. So his
Right.
music hits, he comes out barefoot, throwing a trash can halfway across the Colgate gym. And you
Mhm,
see like the horror in my eyes or horror in my mother's eyes when she looks
mhm.
at me, and I just have the biggest smile on my face. Like this man came out and made my night because he just
Yeah,
yeeted this trash can, and I was like, oh my God, yes, let's go.
yeah. That was your first sight of hardcore, really. Like you taste, not from like watching ECW on TV as a kid, or when it came around, when you got to actually, actually watch TV and like your parents let you watch TV and watch all this other wrestling when it came around, growing up
People
on
always
TV.
like talk about
Yeah,
wrestling when they had to watch it on tapes and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I never had to deal with that struggle."
yeah, yeah. I had friends who had DVDs. I had, tape traders and this and that, and just the way that it came about. But now it's like it's all digital. We don't have to buy a DVD anymore. Really, you think about it. We watch it, right on our computers or our cell phones.
I I think it's like this day and age, you have so much access to so
Mm,
much wrestling, and you
mm.
have like no possibility of ever having like you haven't seen it all. There's no way you've seen it all.
No, 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 no. And then there's like bootleg sites you can find, and like just like hacks. And I remember like Matt or a couple like Brad Cash or somebody or people were like, "Hey, you got these matches I can watch? Yeah, go on this channel. Here, I got something for you." I'd send them all like John Wayne Murdoch. You'd want something because you wouldn't be
I
able to see them.
love
Yeah.
so like people always judge like what I enjoy watching in wrestling.
Mhm,
Like I love backyard wrestling so much. I have no idea why. I think it's because of how unpredictable it is. It just
mhm.
is like one of those things that clicks in my head and I'm like, I love this.
That's like the video game. Actually, when actually KG, OG Kevin Gill, was a creator of that. He helped out with that, which in a big part, which is, you know,
Mhm.
with a lot of the old guys at ICW and ICP or whatever, you know, and Nick,
Mhm.
it's really amazing. Like just the way that wrestling was back in the day. Of the back you'd watch a clip on TV, you'd be like, wait a minute, these kids are doing this. I could do this too. I could do this and just goof around. But then you look at it and then you're like, you know what? I can really turn my career around from this and do the real deal, which is really cool, you know.
Mhm.
But what's your current like movie wise? What do you like to watch? What's your favorite go to movie or funny can't whatever you? I'm not a big fan. I like TV as much as I used to be. I'm not a
So
big like cartoons. Yes, I'll still watch cartoons. Can never go wrong with it.
so my probably go-to movie is Heathers. It's my favorite movie ever.
Mhm,
I just love how like ridiculous it is and the violence. I think uh I don't know why I find so much entertainment in people fighting.
mhm,
That's probably why I love wrestling so much.
mhm,
But I love The Breakfast Club too. I like Ready Player One, which is like more of a futuristic movie.
mhm,
Um, I feel like I love Heather's, and gift for my birthday, Pondo actually got me a Heather's poster with the actor's signature of JD and
oh, sweet.
Veronica's signature on it, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Mhm,
My mom was like, dang, now none of my gifts are gonna be as cool.
mhm. Yeah, that's awesome. And also like what's your favorite horror movie? love horror, I'm sure.
Ooh.
Are you good? Are you a horror person or not? Yeah, nah.
So I will like watch them with other people, but it's
Yeah,
never like I will choose to watch them by myself.
right.
Um, it's one of those things like I'd rather be scared with others. I would not like to be scared by myself.
Hmm.
Um, do.
Like a Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. You know the basics.
Those are all of like the old school ones. Like I really liked I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was when the girl kept like repeating the day over and over. And it was like her birthday and she had like the cupcake. I remember the
Oh,
end of the movie.
was it a Stephen King movie? No, no, that was something else. I'm thinking. No, that was Cujo. Sorry,
I can't
Cujo.
remember. I suck at like
Yeah,
remembering
yeah.
names and stuff.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Friday the 13th does a thing. I always get the emails. I want to do that tour. I get that. I get the email for that tour. I would love to do it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, just to go on that tour and say I've been there. You know, to the like the go-to places. You know, because that's what Salem, New Jersey, or something. You know, it's
You
really
just have
cool.
to put it on the bucket list and hopefully cross it off one day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like other movies, you know, filmed by me, it's really, really cool. But it's, you know, I always talk, you know, we always talk about places like growing up in Amityville Horror. The movie Amityville Horror was filmed in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. You know, like right over a bridge, right over a bridge. The college is where my mom went to college as well, which is just really cool. Like a scene behind the college, you know. And then the house is sold now. It's like, wow, really. But yeah, movies like that, and I guess yeah, Blair Witch Project, or not Blair Witch, yeah, Friday the 13th, of course. You know, it's popular in Rutgers area and Princeton, New Jersey, and just everywhere. You know, there's other movies as well, I'm sure, tons of movies. You know, like cool movies and wrestling movies, I'm sure too. You know,
This the old school the wrestler is like one of the go-to wrestling movies.
mhm.
uh
Yeah.
I just remember the first time me watching it, I just kept looking at my mouse and like, what is this? What do you have me watching here? And
I
then it
was
got
actually,
better
I'll tell,
progressively.
I will tell you what, I was a part of that movie for 15 minutes in Rahway for that at a
Oh,
rest at the show because Jersey All Pro was doing a show that night, and it was actually Ron Killings and whoever was in the ring, and I'm sitting second row ringside, you know, by the entranceway. You could see me in a white T-shirt and like a dragon hat, you know, but you're looking up in the bleachers. There's Mickey Rourke, you know. And then I'm going outside and having a cigarette, and there he is. I could have said hello, but I didn't, you know. But I saw
there's
Jack
always
Evans.
the nerves kick in.
Yeah, I said hello to Jack Evans though, but you know he's always Jack Evans, so he's always high or whatever. You know, he's always high. You know, it's amazing. You know, but to be a part of a movie and you know lights, camera, action, yeah, it's pretty cool. You never know what's going to happen. You know, because
I
they say
completely agree.
yeah, and as a young kid, I actually, you know, my first experience being on live. Also, I was a part of the WWF when they had you remember the restaurant in New York City? They had a restaurant, and then they would film Sunday Night Heat wrestling shows. So my sister at Christmas time got me tickets, and they were doing episode Taz and Michael Cole. I'm standing right behind them, and actually they were in North Charlotte, doing a show, and Christian and Taz, or yeah, was Edge and Taz were having an angle, but it was really weird because I was like, the angle was, and Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T were in the supermarket doing their show. It's that angle. It was really cool. Like I was a part of it. It's like really, I didn't know I was live on TV. You know, as a kid, excited. I called mom. Hey, mom, could you record this? I'm gonna be on TV. Then I called my buddy up weeks after or months after to remaster it, you know, onto DVD, which is cool. But then I found an episode online. I should send that to you just for fun, just to see what it had. Like,
I would post it on social media.
yeah, I'll do that later. What what other cartoons? As I said, what kind of cartoons do you love? What's your go-to? Bob's Burger, this and that, King of the Hill, Simpsons, all the other kind of fun Disney, this and that, any kind of anime. I'm not.
Actually,
I'm not. I'm not big on anime, so I have nothing. No, I need to be taught. I need to be taught. I need to be taught on anime eventually, by friends and people have to
I'm
get me.
a big fan of anime. Like anime is one of the things that I really enjoy, and Mouse doesn't understand it, and I'm like, no, it's great. I feel like there's a lot of different genres of anime, and anime is more of a style. It's not really like what you're watching. Like I feel like My Hero Academia is more like a fantasy and fun, while Tokyo Ghoul is very like gory and like a lot to take in for some people.
Right.
But like one of my like kid friendly cartoons that I just love sitting and watching is like Danny Phantom. I love Johnny Test growing up. That was one of like the shows I would sit down and watch, and I'm like, I wonder if this is possible in real life, because like this man would come on with a jetpack, or he'd have like these protein bars that make him like huge, and I'm like, this is wild.
That's like Popeye the Sailor Man, like watching that as a kid, eating the spinach, But then now you look at movies and have you seen the Tom and Jerry movie yet?
Oh, I have not. Please don't.
Oh my God!
My brother started it without.
Go watch it. Go watch it. Watch it. It was fun. I actually enjoyed it. I didn't realize that they made the movie at all. I was like, I saw all the advertisements, but I was like, you know what? Growing up, I love Tom and Jerry. Who doesn't, right?
It's one of those things. Like it doesn't have to do anything special. Just Tom chasing Jerry. It's just like, oh my God, yay!
Yeah. But they're in New York City. Oh my God, they're really crazy. It's great. This is fun. Oh, all right, be quiet. Shut up now. All right, watch it. Plug it. Everybody watch Tom and Jerry if you haven't seen it yet. Thank you. What else? Like Bob's Burger or Ed and Eddie.
See, I did watch a little bit of Ed, and Eddie, but like there's one of those moments where it was fun, and then I would get annoyed by one of the voice actors' voices. I'm one of those people, like if your voice like bothers me, you see me like cringe.
Right.
And I don't mean for people to do that. Like it's not me trying to be rude. It's just like, oh, for some reason my brain goes, I don't like that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, could you do Tom Hill or Hank Hill or SpongeBob? You're just like, come on, really? All right, you could get annoyed by it after a while, or Kermit the Frog, like people like, oh, do that Kermit the Frog for me, would you? Oh gosh,
I think it's so hilarious when people do those characters and like settings that they would never be in. Like I watch TikToker and he does this different voice acting, and he'll just pull like Cards Against Humanity card and put that character in that scene. I think it's hilarious.
People are creative on TikTok. That's they are. That opening song you heard was actually created by somebody on TikTok.
Oh, cool. That's really fun.
I know. I actually had my original music was I had Matt Tremont's voice on my thing, but I was like, you know what? I'm switching it up. But now it's a cool beat, isn't it? But it sounds like a Jeff Hardy, kind of like the Hardy Boys, a little bit, kind of to it.
A little bit, yeah.
I know. I was like, all right, I'll pay $20 for this guy. Whatever. I follow him. I was like, yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, people are amazing on TikTok. It's just like it's crazy, I'm not even like up to 1,000. I just cheated, what I mean? I cheated to get my followers because I wanted to go live. Damn it, I wanted to go live, But now I can do that.
I think it's like so hilarious when people are talking about TikTok, and like Mouse does not have TikTok, so I'll just show him videos, and he's like, so is this what this app is about? And I'm like, kind of, but there's a lot more going on.
Yeah, there's actually wrestling on there. It's amazing. You find people wrestle like you could find wrestlers. I found a whole bunch of wrestlers on there. I'm like, really? Like their accounts, like they don't tell anybody. You know, it's just like cool stuff that you can learn, and the tips and stuff is
Me and
pretty cool.
one of my friends were like scrolling through TikTok, and we got bored and like searched up a few wrestlers' names, and like a lot of them had fan pages, and I was like, this is really weird that they have no idea these exist, but it's just here,
Yeah,
and it would be wild.
or they're bots, or the people who make accounts and they're not really wrestlers. Just to get
Hmm.
the attention. You know. Yeah, TikTok, like what's the stupidest? There's so much stupidness out there. Like it's just like if I pulled up a video right now, what would be on? Right, like right now, what would you imagine it's on? Like
Ooh.
something stupid. It's like I guess we're gonna have to add each other on TikTok later. Everybody
Uh,
add TikTok. Yay! We want to get more people on. No, it's a fun way to entertain people, like just to do something stupid. Like if you're out and about and you're bored. What it's like Instagram or Facebook Live or any kind of. It's like all the tools that you never had as a kid. Like it's all that stuff. Like MySpace, we had MySpace that was popular. Back in the day. That's like the
See,
MySpace
I
of
never got to experience like the MySpace or anything like that,
or the
and people mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, don't understand, but I'll say okay.
what is Snapchat, right? Like Snapchat. What is Snapchat? Like what is this stuff? Do we? I asked my sister and the nephews. They don't even know. They don't even know what that stuff is. I
I
won't
feel
get.
like everybody nowadays either has like an Instagram, a Twitter, or a Facebook. Like those are like the three main things, but there's all these different other social medias
Yeah.
that people have access to, and they're like, "Oh, I have no idea how to use this app."
Mhm, mhm,
Like I don't think my grandma would ever touch an Instagram or a Twitter, but she loves her Facebook.
mhm. I mean, it's like me. What's streaming? What's all this about streaming? And this is how easy this was to. It's just like three platforms. Click, click, click. I'm here. Yeah, I could go
It's
on
so
Twitch.
easy, just a click of a button nowadays.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not take a test or to study what you have to find. Search the internet or be a techie. Guru. But what? Besides that, what about music? What are you into? What's your go-to music right now? What's jamming? What are you
I'm
jamming to?
very like all over the place with my music.
Mhm,
I listen, so I love the Front Bottoms, which I love their song West Virginia. Then I listen to AJR. Um, do. Actually, I feel like a lot of TikTok songs have invaded my playlist, which I
mhm,
think is hilarious. Um,
mhm,
Treehouse is on there, which is a TikTok song, and I love Corpse Husband. I actually found his stuff through Dream, which is a Minecraft YouTuber, and
mhm,
he ended up doing like a collab with him and a few other people, and I
mhm,
just like fell in love with all those people's channels. So randomly, Corpse Husband will be on my playlist.
mhm.
So my playlist is a very mixed genre, but
Yeah,
mostly it's just my punk pop music.
yeah, yeah. I could tell that's your style. You just could tell by the people's faces and like what they like, and it's like me growing up, what mid '90s, '80s heavy metal. Just the basic. And my dad's like, "What are these?" I actually took him. I like telling this story how my dad and I'll tell you another story about how he met Madonna. I like telling those stories. But my dad and I went to Game Changer had a show, actually like a baseball stadium show, like under a tent, and Brett was there. And he's like, "Hey, David," and it's a rainy night. It's raining out. "Hey, David, you want to go for $40? You want to go see some bands play?" I'm like, "Sure." It, we got to see Poison. Not
Oh,
Poison. No, Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, excuse me. We got to see Alice Cooper play. And I was like, Dad, check this out. This is gonna be awesome to see all the puppets, all the marionettes, and all the kind of. It was wild, just like yeah. I got into it. Then he's like, "Holy shit, David, this is insane! You really got a kick out of it, because he's never heard that kind of music." I'm like, "Dad, this is something." Yeah, but he had fun, you know what I mean? But then then like I was saying about Madonna, my dad actually worked in he was like he worked in the filtration with diesel truck filters, and one of his stops would be in Long Island, New York, and he went to a restaurant one time. He went to a restaurant. And the ladies at the desk at the hostess little stand told him that Madonna is going to be here tonight. Oh, okay. And she's like, "Do you have an invitation?" No. So my dad whipped up this card, showed like faking like he knew the lady in the restaurant, another person told him that he was invited, and Madonna said, "Hey, come over here. You can sit down, have dinner with me." So he like crashed a party, crashed.
He
And had
was like,
fun.
"Yeah, I'm supposed to be here," and people are like, "Yeah, you're supposed to be here."
Mm-hmm. But then to find out the next day, it was in an article in the New York Times that she was signing a multi-million-dollar contract, which is wild. Like, yeah, isn't that cool? Like, just to be your fame. But the one time I like telling this, there's a lot of fame in my family, kind of like we have a lot of cool moments, which is pretty like I'm not popular, but you know what I mean. Like, but my sister 1 year for New Year's, I went over to her house for a big party, with the family and friends and a whole bunch of other people, and this guy comes into the kitchen with his son, and his son asked his dad, "Dad, can I have some cherries?" Like cherries, and we're looking around the fridge for like cherries, jars of cherries or Bing cherries or something. And then, his dad gives him this jar, and then it's like I start saying, I could go for some apple pie, cherry pie right about now. And guess what? It was CC DeVille, Poison. He wrote that song, Cherry Pie. How awesome is that? Like, I was
That's
hanging out with,
crazy.
and he was sober. He was sober. He not. He was because he was an alcoholic. You know, but to hang out with like a celeb, like a famous musician, I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. Yeah. Who have you ever met? Have you ever met any celebrities ever in your ever? Yeah.
So I don't know if they count as celebrities, but
Mm,
I used to go to Weezer concerts with my parents, and I
mhm,
believe it was the one that we went to in St. Louis. We actually got to meet them during a meet and greet.
mhm,
And my mom's like fangirling out and not being able to like even talk to these people, and meanwhile like I'm shaking like the band members' hands and like talking to them while my mom's just sitting here in silence of pure joy because that was her favorite band
mhm.
growing up, and I just grew up listening to their music, so it was one of those things of like, oh, I love you guys are really cool, and then my mom's just like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's like when I first time meeting. I was so excited when he played for Lost in New York, Wheatus. That was so exciting to meet him and have a picture with him. The singer Brandon, so cool. Like so mellow person. Like really, like wow, this person wrote this song and it's so popular. Like it's stuck in your head for years and years. you know, it's just like who do it's like who are you? It's like a celebrity, you're like, yeah, these people are famous, we met we met people, it's like wrestlers and stuff too, like we meet so many people we grew up watching, and we know them and we've taken our pictures with them, or we say hello to them, Mm. But let's go to let's bring something else. uh Favorite, you like any baseball teams or sports teams or not?
I honestly don't watch much sports at all, if I'm being honest. So
Yeah.
like people would bring up like basketball or football, and I'm like, don't
Mm,
watch anything.
nothing.
One of my
Yeah.
friends is like a baseball player, and he got mad the other day because I wouldn't watch one of his games because he watches like all of my wrestling matches, and he was like,
Mhm.
dang, can't even sit and watch one game.
Oh, that's all right. It's not for everybody, you know. It's not everybody's sports aren't. There's other
It's
sports
one of
that.
those things where I think it's me
Mm,
watching sports, I'd rather be doing them. And
mhm.
it's one of those things where I'm like, it's cool, but I'd rather be like outside doing it instead of watching it.
Did you do that growing up though? Did you play sports? Like, did you do?
I played
Yeah,
a few things. Like when I was
yeah.
in elementary school, I did a lot. And then when I got into
Mm,
middle school, I did just cheerleading cross country.
mm,
And I just fell in love with cheerleading for the longest time. And I
mm,
think in my head it was because I thought it was going to help me with wrestling. Which it did really. Like I learned roles from cheerleading, and then when I got into wrestling, it was like, oh, this kind of like matches.
mm.
So it like helped me develop a lot faster with
Yeah,
that in mind.
yeah.
Um,
My
so
sister was a cheerleader. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's something that you feels good for yourself. You know, it made you feel
mhm,
confident. You know, to be out there with your friends and to do all the different stuff they do nowadays or whatever they did. You know, these kids are in competitions now. It's like, my God, it's like they're doing this and they're in Florida every year. You know, like I want to be in Florida. Damn it. Like your friends are in the band, you know, how many friends were in the band? We had so many friends that were in the band that actually were talented. They were so good. Like really, I was like so proud of my friends, you know, just to be like an instrument, you know, holding a flute or a guitar or a bass drum or, you know, one of those, just whatever kind of instrument, you know. But now they're probably making, actually, one of my sister's friends was actually a drummer, and he actually was, you know, he pursued his career as on Broadway. He played for Stomp. He actually played for Stomp. Isn't that awesome? Like, and he's still doing it to this day. Like he's helping out and teaching the newer, you know, the Stomp people in Florida. So
just
that's
living
awesome.
their interesting life.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember like seeing him beat the drums all the time at the house. Like, oh man, like, you know, I'd go mess around with the drums as well, but I was horrible. You know, I can't play an instrument for shit. So, you know, I can pick up a guitar, play one or two tunes, and that's it. You know. But if you ask me about like, you know, wrestling personalities or like, you know, like people that, you know, or impressions, yeah, like we were talking about how like we were get annoyed by the voices and stuff. You know, it's like I still do it till this day and I have fun. You know. Like if you had to pick Mick Foley, right? Like growing up, did you love Mick Foley? Was he one of those people you looked up to as well?
I feel
No.
like he was one of the people that I found entertaining.
Hmm.
I was just sometimes like it would take me to a minute to be like, okay, which character is he? Um, Even though he had like all of like the dress up and stuff,
Hmm.
I would be like, I would stop for a minute and be like, I wonder what he's gonna do and how it's like going to develop.
Hmm. And the funny thing about Mick Foley was I went to a Q&A session, Q&A thing in New Jersey, Pennsylvania one time with my dad for like a reunion, and I'm like, let me give this a try. Let me go up on the stage and ask a question. And it was Bill Apter, Pro Wrestling One, you know, and I asked Mick Foley what was it like. I had to throw something to get. I had to throw something together. You know, I'm like, what was it like falling off the cage versus the Undertaker, and he was scared shitless versus Taker. You know, which
That's
was really,
one heck of a dive to take. I would literally
really,
be
yeah, I
shaking
know.
to be doing that.
Hmm. Have you ever had a cage match, Billy, in your career? Ooh,
I have not yet.
wow! I know there's so many female cage matches. That's like, yeah, these ladies faced each other, but ooh, right? Would you do a cage? Yeah, would you?
I would
Yeah.
not be one of those
Hmm.
people to turn it down, but I really doubt I'd be anywhere in a really close time for doing a cage match. I don't know
No,
why.
yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's really hard to set up. especially on independent wrestling.
Yes.
But I would not be down.
Right. Yeah, because you're like, "Oh, my friends have done it. I could probably do it. I'm not scared." Right?
You have to try everything at least once.
Just not like tubes. No, never. Nothing dangerous, right? Like our friends. No, don't go be crazy and be right. That's all you need is a gusset plate in your forehead. Oh, hi, mom. This is just a gusset plate. Don't mind me. You know.
Just fine as it oozes out of my head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, leave that to Maria or leave that to Pondo. You know. Maria, what a great lady she is. She's awesome. I'm actually gonna have her on a couple weeks. I'm looking forward to talking to her again, catching up with amazing Maria. She's one of those people that you that's been around wrestling that you could talk and talk and talk, and stories are good. And you probably have a lot of good stories from her. Being taught in wrestling. Actually, you've wrestled her so many times as well, I'm sure.
I actually only have gotten to wrestle Maria once, I believe, and it was my first match. It was a triple threat with me, her, and a girl I trained with.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! So yeah, a rematch calling, right? You want that? Maria, pick her up on it. Come on, take it. Always open for a challenge, right?
Always.
But let's, if you were to pick 3 top people on the independent scene right now that you would love to, like, who would you want to face right now? 3 top, or on TV or legends. How's that? Ooh, that are
you're
dead.
giving me too many options.
Oh.
Well, Millie McKenzie, Gary J, and Bastard Cassidy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my 3 choices.
Yeah. Now, if you had to pick legends that are dead, ooh, legends. Oh.
I don't know who's dead.
Everybody. No, everybody.
You hear like just choose someone who's dead. I'm like, oh my god, brain, no.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody really. Can't think of anybody that's dead. All right. How about like a current star on AEW?
Ooh, I would actually love to wrestle Dante, even though they tag as Top Flight. I want to wrestle Dante because I feel like he's a really great wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, probably like Fuego. No.
Or even Marco. I never got to wrestle Marco. He used to be really close.
I was gonna say that would be a match, right? Yeah,
it would be so much fun.
It would, because you'd be probably chasing you all over the building. Well, like we said, Britt Baker or like one of the other, or Layla Hirsch. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would love to wrestle Layla.
She is one. Yeah, she's one tough little. She's tough. Yeah, she came from nothing. Like look at where she. Yeah, she really like these people grow up and they want to be a wrestler. They would sit behind a rail, as a security, be a security guard for a show, and here you are, train, But
just has to put in the work.
Mm-hmm. Who else would you like to, if it was AEW or NXT or there's so many. I know there's so many good names out there.
Oh my god, so many.
I know.
Dakota Kai, I find whenever she wrestles, she's super interesting to watch. And I just love her look.
What about these? They were just in. Actually, were they just on AEW's Revolution? The Japanese girls. Oh my god, they were so small.
Oh yes, the girl with the red hair. I found her so interesting.
Yeah,
I'm so bad with names.
I don't know. Yeah, Usha, Isha. I don't even know. Yeah, but yeah, she was entertaining when she came out with a microphone, like singing her song.
I think it's so interesting when people have like their own like music and they know everything to their music. Like I love my music, so I can sing the song. and I love when people have custom music because it makes me think of them. So like we jokingly will like sing Larry D's music that he comes out to, and we think it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like you could put anybody's song to yeah, like Marco. You know how that song was like so popular, or like Tony Deppin's song, or there's just so many. There, ooh, would you love to face Tony? Ooh, oh, but
Oh,
before,
of course,
yes, yeah. I mean,
totally.
but yeah, but he's still doing his thing, and we're seeing him grow bigger and bigger.
Hmm.
But where do you see your what do you got coming up? Let's talk about what do you got coming up, and we'll close out. How's that? Call it a
Uh,
night.
this weekend I have uh me versus Kinsey on Friday, March 12th, which I'm excited about. It will be in Tennessee. I'm trying to remember my schedule. I always remember only what I'm doing that weekend.
Mhm.
I will be back in Minnesota for First Wrestling. They announced that. You can check out my page or theirs on social media to see what's that show looking like. I'm really excited for it. Um, do, do, do. I will be at Mania weekend. I hope to see some of you there, or just tune in on IWTV or Fight TV. Enjoy what's going on with wrestling.
Yeah, and maybe come back to GCW in June. Ooh,
Of course,
yeah.
I'm actually wrestling Starboy uh, at GCW during the Mania weekend, which I'm really excited about during Joey Janela's spring break. And it was one of those things I was so glad to be part of that.
Yes, yeah, and now it's a big change. Now it's not the Joey Janela. Boo, Ricky. Boo, Ricky. Boo, Ricky. Wasn't impressed with that, but the little. I know you see how he clusterfucks canceled. I'm like, really? Come on, come on.
He's gonna
But
try.
he's gonna he's gonna try because he has Faye's thing still up there, the sweatpants thing, and maybe you could jump into that. There you go. Right. There's gonna be so many shows. It's gonna be this is gonna be a good time, and everybody better be watching and supporting it. And then we come back and do it all over again and again and again. Just go wrestling everywhere. And come back, and then maybe you'll come back to Game Changer again, like I said in June. We're back to Boardwalk.
I would be down. I just have to see what the schedule lines up with.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a 2-night show. Yeah, 2 nights of wrestling again.
Exciting.
I know.
I love when they did the hybrid show and then their show. It was just I think it's so fun when shows run back to back, but I know it's
Yeah.
exhausting for a wrestler because I have done that before.
Yeah.
But I feel like as a fan, it's like, okay, we get a 1 hour break, then right back to wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can actually enjoy yourself and hang out and have fun. It's just what I mean. Go hang out with your friends and everybody else. Like us. Just have fun on the boardwalk. The boardwalk's so much fun over there. I played a couple games with everybody. I was like, this is fun. Watch this. I'll bring my friend Dave, bring friends, and just walk on the boardwalk winning prizes. I like doing that. I'm like one of those people that are really knowledgeable. You want something that claw machine? I got it. like I can win. It's like on the boardwalk because I'm close to the boardwalk here at the shore. It's like growing up, you have like the skills, or the knowledge, like going on a roller coaster. You know which one to pick, or like a Six Flags, or I don't even remember when the last time. Well, when it was open, it was open. Now it's probably closed.
Yeah, because of Rona and everything. I was actually talking to Mouse today, just about going to amusement parks when everything opens up again, and that it would be safe. I mentioned Kentucky Kingdom. He's like, "What is that Kentucky Kingdom? No cool roller coasters." He was like, "If we're going somewhere, we're going to Cedar Point or Kings Island." And I was like, "Okay, Mouse."
Right.
He's picky on his roller coasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just saw this one thing I saw it on TikTok and I never knew about it. There's an indoor place in New Jersey. They have skiing and snowboarding,
Oh,
and they have a Nickelodeon theme park, like for the kids though. It's like cool, and it's a shopping mall. It's a
yeah.
shopping. I know, right? Just to go be
You need
like,
to go
hey,
visit. You're so close.
yeah, yeah, right by the Giant Stadium. Yeah, I should go there. But I wish I could take my nieces and nephews. It would be so much fun. But I haven't seen them due to all this stuff. We haven't traveled. Yeah.
Gosh darn Rona.
It really, yeah, it's hard because one lives in Pennsylvania, one lives in Jersey. Like up north Jersey. It's like, oh, we want to travel and see them, but just do our calls and say hello and
Yeah.
use FaceTime. But they are so into sports, and there's just rock climbing. These kids are rock climbing. I'm like jealous, like little kids rock climbing. Like, come on, I want to be doing that. But I do stay fit, though. I do that kind of stuff too when I'm not in the Corona seasons. you know. But Billy, this was so much fun. Let's do this again sometime. Love to. This was fun. We'll do this down the
This was
road,
fun.
huh?
This was fun.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not one of those horrible people that talk about wrestling and like, oh, you're what? You could be on a podcast. You're like, how they are. They ask the serious questions, and it's like, oh, just have to have fun. It's all about fun. But Billy, feel free to plug whatever and plug your merchandise, and let's call it a night. Because I got to get up. I'm a garbage man by day. Ooh.
Ah, well,
So I got
I'm
to pick.
still in school, so I need to get some. I need to shower because I went to the gym and then get
Mm.
ready for bed.
Yeah. I get up about 5:30, and I
Ooh,
start. Then I get home at 12:30. So because of the Rona, we have
yeah,
till
you have
April
a
still.
much longer day than me.
Yeah. But feel free to plug whatever and plug, and let's call it a night.
Thumbs up. Well, all of my social media is at Billie Starkz, Billie. Starkz is Starkz, as you can see at the bottom. And then my merchandise is in my Twitter bio. It's bigstarksbrand.com. And then you can also go check out my pro wrestling tees if you want any merch.
And get some good stuff, and buy. Support. Yes. Support Billy's. And thank you for coming on. You have a good night.
Thank you so much. You too.
And tomorrow night, I'm going to have somebody else on the podcast. My guest will be. She's coming on the podcast. This is going to be fun to be talking with her. I'm going to be talking to Hollywood Haley J. Is coming on the podcast tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on the Deathmatch Russell podcast. Fans, I want to say thank you to my guest Billy for coming on tonight. Billie Starkz, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. So much fun talking to you. And plenty of wrestling events that you were going to be at, as you were talking about. And fans, make sure you go out and support her, watch her. She's an up and come. She's reaching for the stars, and she will be one of those people you keep your eye out for. And go say hello, buy some merch, support her. She's a great person. Have fun, and support indie wrestling like we always do, and professional wrestling. Stay tuned tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for my guest Hollywood Haley J will be on the podcast, and more guests to come. Till then, good night, everybody. Thank you for listening.
can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media: deathmatchrussell.com, follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on Facebook, facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share, and on Twitter at Podcast City Net. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.
Hey, wrestling fans, check out bootandheel.com for all your independent wrestlers, apparel, and more. Also, check out Deathmatch Russell podcast as well. www.bootandheel.com.